Rachel's car.
That's a touchy subject. I've heard it exploded. My mind went to a wreck. It's done for.
The engine is kaput.
I just happened to call Dad, and they were in Ellisville because he was saying something about a truck stop. I'm like, why are you in Ellisville? So next thing you know, Mom's just like, you didn't hear about Rachel and her car? I'm like, no.
Well, we just got a phone call all of a sudden. She was sitting out on the road next on I-75.
I don't want to talk bad about her, but
I mean, basically, you can just call me dumb.
Her being Rachel, I guess, did not realize red meant stop and pull over, not keep driving until you make it home.
She kind of just ignored it because she didn't want to get caught. At least that's my opinion. Otherwise, I don't know if she just was stupid.
I was on my way home on the interstate. A light came on. Something started to smell weird. Wasn't sure if it was my car because I drove with my windows down. There was a lot of semis, so I was like, maybe it's one of them. But then when my car stopped going, I was like, definitely me. My car's done for. Pulled over, didn't have time to get to the right side of the road because I was all the way on the left. So I pulled over to the left side where there's like this tiny little space and there's cars flying past you. Just sitting there, my car's shaking. Called Mom, didn't answer. Called Dad, didn't answer. Called Stephanie.
I got a phone call from her, which I called her probably a good 15 minutes before she called me, and she ignored my phone call. And so I was like, whatever, okay, she called me back. She never calls me back. She calls me back and she says, I'm on the side of the road, my car's not working, and Mom and Dad aren't answering. And I'm like, what?
She's like, what? Where are you? What happened? Did you get in a wreck? It's like, no, but I need Mom and Dad to come get me.
And so I walk outside to try to get better service. I'm like, are you okay? Are you crying? Because you sound like you're upset. And she literally didn't respond to me. So I hung up, called her back, didn't answer. And so I go upstairs to find Dad and be like, yo, Rachel's car broke down or something. I don't know if she went to Gainesville. I don't know where she is. She just said she's on the side of the interstate.
Dad called me back.
Dad's on the phone with her already. And he was like, are you kidding me?
And then he came and picked me up like 30 minutes later.
It's sad, but Rachel ignored the advice of her father that she's given her many times about the red light that comes on in your dash.
We thought Dad had ingrained it in all of us. The second a red light comes on, if it's yellow, you might be okay, but if it's red, you stop immediately, you call him, don't keep driving. But she kept driving and drove it till it quit.
Orange light, yellow light on the dash, you can kind of maybe go to the next exit, call somebody, be a little bit careless. Red light comes on, you better know why it's on and you better shut that thing down quick, like right now. Not like I'm gonna make it to the next exit, not I'm gonna get home and then call Dad so Dad don't know where I went. You shut it off right now.
Apparently she's done something to her engine. She was running it when she shouldn't have been with lights, warning lights on, and we're not sure yet. It's in the mechanic shop.
essentially she was neglecting what the car was telling her. At some point, her car was leaking coolant, and she let it go to the point where her engine overheated. Again, a car is going to give you warning signs that, hey, I'm getting hot. Even if it's just a temperature gauge increasing, that's a sign. You always have to pay attention to your gauges. So something in that car was telling her, hey, something's getting serious, it's time to stop. But she decided to keep on going, unfortunately.
That ran out of water for some reason. Could have been a couple $100 repair, real easy, whatever. But she ran out of water and then continued to run it with the red light on until it stopped running.
And that resulted in her on the side of the road with her engine not starting. Almost sounds like it was seized up. And they also said that, I'm assuming when they took it to the mechanic, they also said that she didn't have any oil in it. So I don't think that she ran out of oil, because I think she's been getting her oil changed pretty routinely. But what I believe what happened was coolant bled out, engine got so hot that she probably threw a rod or something, you know, that creating a hole in the case of the engine, and then that leaking oil. So I don't know exactly what happened. We will find out soon, but it's not good. It's not good at all. Right now, the police charger is down for the count.
So I'm not very optimistic that that's gonna end well for her.
And so that's where it went from there. And she's very upset. It's been like, I think 3 days now without her car, and she is going crazy. She's used to just go all the time. So the fact that she's back to Daddy, can you take me here? Can you take me to school? Can you pick me up? Honestly, I kind of like it because I haven't seen her a lot in the last year. So I'm like, hey, I finally get to spend some time with Rachel again.
We're bouncing around a lot of things, and we're really curious to see what you guys think, because depending, if it's fixable, we're just going to fix it. But if it's not going to require, $10,000. If it's going to be a massive spend, then we're toying with potentially going old school, putting an old school Hemi in it, maybe putting a blower on it and just going crazy, and making it like, retro and getting it back into the mechanical era that I'm comfortable with, getting rid of a lot of this electronic crap. I know there's a lot of people that disagree with that, but it's an option we might do.
If I had an engine choice, I'd put in a Hellcat engine. I'd get a Hellcat crate engine and drop that bad boy in there.
Another option, we thought we might even try to put a diesel in it. That's usually pretty fascinating. People are trying to put diesels in everything now.
I don't think we're ready for that.
Might look kind of fun with some big stacks sticking out of the hood or something, but
Diesel would be more on gas and already spend enough on gas, and then I'll be broke from buying an engine.
Or she might just sell it. It's her car, so Quentin is crying like a baby. He doesn't want to let it go. He's saying if she's going to sell it, I want it. We'll figure something out. I can't let it go. Me, I'm just shaking my head saying this didn't have to happen.
The lesson to be learned is listen to your dad when he says, if there's a red light, pull over. Don't keep driving. Don't ever keep driving. When you see a red light, stop. Pull over if you see a red light, come on and call Dad.
Listen to what Dad says. That and she should probably learn more about cars. I don't know if you know this, but maybe a couple days, maybe a week or so beforehand, she had been talking to Dad about issues with her lights. Turns out this whole time she just doesn't know how to turn her headlights on.
Well, number one, let your parents know when you're heading out, because yeah, if your phone didn't work, we wouldn't have a clue where you were. But watch your engine gauges, check your temperature, understand what that means. Yeah.
Pay attention to your freaking gauges. When you're in that car, it is your responsibility. It's all on you to understand what your car's telling you. Make sure that all your fluid levels and all that is okay. You can't just ignore it.
There's a life lesson there. There's so many lessons and so many things. At the end of the day, the car don't care. The wallet don't care. You can say, I didn't know, I didn't notice, I didn't smell that funny smell. Well, I thought it was somebody else's car. You can say any excuses that you want to say. At the end of the day, you have to be responsible. It's a machine, you're the person, you see the red light, you need to shut your engine off and call for help. You can't continue on. You can continue on, it ain't gonna get you, in some cases, 2 miles and you've ruined it. So there's no point in continuing on. Just shut it down and call for help, and that's the lesson. And I think there's so many areas where that lesson can be applied. She made a choice, and it was the wrong choice, and now she's gonna have to pay for that choice.
There's multiple lessons that can be learned from this, but I'd say the biggest one, when you got a red light on your dash, maybe stop. But I don't know, I was like, maybe I can make it home.
To be continued. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but just so everybody knows, Rachel is getting rides to work, getting rides to school, and currently in limbo.